It's day 8 in the 31 days of Halloween. And what do you do when you've messed up a video, or in my case, deleted it? You at least come back and show you the process. Hi, this is Kelly with Kelly's Creative Dream Studios. And this is the tag I made for day 8 for whatever I wanted to do Wednesday. And I had this napkin. I decided I wanted to do a napkin, so I did this with the gnome. I have bat stickers that I purchased from Dollar Tree, and I got these because they have dimension to them. And because my napkin wasn't big enough to cover the whole tag, I put a piece of scrapbook paper up here at the top from Stampin' Up's. Thought I had it handy, maybe not. I think I might have, nope, here it is. Here it is. I used Halloween Memories to do the top of that. But how did I do all of this? Well, I'm going to show you. I started with one of our tag sizes, and I coated it in Mod Podge, and then I let it dry. Now here's the secret, and I thank my sister for showing me this secret, because I love it. And I'm going to see if, while I'm waiting for my iron to heat up, I'm going to see if I can find something else to use for that top. This is the one that I used. This one here, and I used this top part. So why don't I just go ahead and do that? That's the one we'll use. So I'm going to pull out my trimmer. See, and there was the fence that I cut off that I didn't need. So I'm going to zip this one across. My handy dandy trimmer here. And lay that off to the side. And we'll get rid of this that I don't need. These were part of their scrapbooking kit. And then I noticed that I needed to cut it off just above those fence posts. So that's what I'm going to do. Cut it off just above the fence posts. Pay no attention to the noise in the background. My husband is home. And he thought I was going to bed till I realized I had lost this video. Now this iron is really cool. I bought this at a quilt store. And you plug it in and let it heat up, and then you can take it, unplug it, and continue to use it. It's primarily, it was designed for quilters so that they didn't, when they're sewing their seams, their blocks together, and they can press their seams open without having to get up and go to the ironing board. They can do it on a press pad right by their sewing machine. So what happens is, I have already taken this napkin apart, but I'll take one here in case you've not seen it done. And actually, I could use this one too. Let's try that one. Let's do something different. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to move this so I don't cut it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut apart just what I need so that I'm not cutting the whole napkin apart just like, and I just need one of the squares. So we're going to cut this apart. And I'll tell you, nothing will wake you up when you're ready for bed when you realize crumb cookies, you screwed up. So I'm awake now, which is a good thing because I have to read a book that I am reviewing on my author channel for tomorrow, so that works. Whoops, did that not cut all the way through? Well, it's going to separate all on its own. Look at that. And I think there's still one more ply there. And to do that, I have lost my tape. There it is. I'm still in the tape dispenser's empty. Woohoo! I'm still in the process of getting stuff put back from when I went on my retreat last week. So we'll see if a piece of the magic tape will work. But technically, all you have to do is do that. Put tape on there and let it pull your layers apart. Isn't that cool? Now, I could have kept that and used it for a ghost image. But I got too much stuff around here. I'm trying to deplete part of my stash. So, now we have our napkin. And it really needs trimmed off a little bit more, a little smoother. So I'm going to try and come back with my smaller scissors and cut that off, because I don't want that fold up there at the top. And it's not as easy as it appears to trim this off and have it some semblance of straight. There we go. Okay, now we're going to take our tag that has been smeared with the Mod Podge and then left to dry. And we're going to lay our napkin over here. Just like this. And I think I want all the wedge. We're going to clip his hat. And then just come back with your iron and press that down. Now what happens is the heat from your iron is reactivating your glue, so it lets you iron your napkin in place and you get a nice smooth finish. And you know what I found out today? It will do this too. It will do the paper too, because if it's thin enough paper that the heat can reactivate that glue, it will do that too. Isn't that nifty? And it's so easy. And then I'm just going to flip it over. And I'm going to try to trim this off until I'm getting tired, because the trimmers are kicking in tonight. But I'm just going to trim that off. Now, Maddie, I watched Maddie's video today, and she's offered up a new challenge. It's the 10 days of Halloween. Every day is a different inspiration. And we can use anything in our stash. We are not limited to Maddie's products that we purchased from Spectrum Art Creations, which is really cool. But I do try to use their products on their challenges whenever possible. And I'm just going to trim that off because it wants to. And then we'll come back and trim this top, just like this. And I'm going to unplug my iron while I'm thinking about it, because I don't need it anymore. And I don't want to leave it running. And I'm going to set it over here on my coffee pad. And then we're going to take our Spectrum Art Creations tag tool and our scissors. I like to use my small ones for these. And we're going to come back. Whoa, I almost cut that off where it was at. That wouldn't have been good. Flip it around. Match up my edges. And do that, and then I have perfectly snipped corners using my Spectrum Art Creations tag template. Oh no! Do you see what I did? Did you see? It's time for me to go to bed. We're gonna see if we can salvage this by snipping off our corners yet again. You saw it, didn't you? Leave me a note in the comments below. What was my boo-boo? Okay, now, I've got to try and reserve this pumpkin or put a pumpkin on here, because we're supposed to have a pumpkin on there. And since this isn't part of my 31 days of Halloween, I can manipulate this if I want. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zip that off. Just like that. We just have a shorter tag. Excuse me. Excuse me. That may be where my headache's coming from. But it's not part of the 31 days of Halloween, so I can fudge that a little bit if I want. And now I can't see a thing. So, because I need to have a pumpkin on here, and that pumpkin is barely visible, I'm going to come back in here, and I'm going to get out this sticker sheet that I bought at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to see if I can do one, because I don't see my other package of stickers. See if we can find one to sit on here that will fit. There's a cat with a pumpkin. There's a cat with a jack-o'-lantern. I think I like him. And we're going to take and peel him off. Just like that. And I think I want to bring him up on dimensionals. So let's do that really fast. Let's do that really quick. And we'll do this. And now he really has dimension, doesn't he? And I think I'm going to actually cut off a piece of this bottom trim. And that's what I'm going to use to put across the bottom of this cat and pumpkin. Just like that. Remember, we don't waste anything if we can help it. If we can use it, we will use it. Why waste all that sticky, right? Okay, and then we're going to put him right there at the bottom. And there we have, oops, we need a thingy up here, don't we? Let's do that with a black. Bring in for our cat. Let's So let's do one of our dots. And I'm going to bring this down here where I can find my center. And yes, I have it right side up this time. We're good. This is what happens when you do multiple videos in a day. And then I put that on there and it will just... I wish I could find that other sticker sheet because I think I'd have another bat that I could put on there. And I could put a bat up here in the corner, but there it is. There it is. I'm stuck. I have one bat left. One bat. So let's peel this bat off of here. He may compete with the witch, so we may not use him. He may compete with the witch. Oh no, we can put him up here. And we are going to put him flat. Fold up his wings a little bit, give him some dimension. And then we're going to come back in and punch this. And while this is not the tag video you were supposed to see, you can see how the tag turned out, and see how that ironing process worked. And that's kind of the main reason I did the video as opposed to just showing you that. Now I want to do, ooh, what about the purple? Do we want to do the purple ribbon in here? I think that looks kind of cool. Let's do that. I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to snip this off right there. Hi, Spirit. My Spirit kitty's in here. He thinks it's dinner time. But Daddy's in charge of them tonight. I'm home. Daddy's home. I don't have to do that tonight. And since I'm not doing a very good job of keeping track of where I'm at, it's a good thing Daddy's home tonight, or they might not get fed at all. Now I am going to bring in my third hand here and hold that in place because I don't want to staple it. But you know what I can do? I can glue that one. And then I'm going to put the tweezer back on it and let it sit overnight. And that will do the trick. If I can find my small paintbrush for that. I think it's still in my crafty kit, but this will work. This is that crafter's glue that I get from Hobby Lobby. I've shown it before. And any other time I'd say I can link it down below, but I just want to get through and make sure that I have all my videos up before I leave. That's my goal. And now we've got that on there, and I'm going to put the tweezers on there. I may actually put one of the pinky clips on there because I think they'll hold a little tighter. And I have one handy. So that in the morning when I come in to photograph this for Instagram, it will be snug and I can take the clip off and trim the tie. So there you have it. Here's the tag for day 8 of whatever I wanted to play with. And here's the one that you got to see me go through the process. That's it for me tonight. I will be back here tomorrow for, what is it? Thrifty Thursday. And I will see you back here then. In the meantime, please remember to like, to share, subscribe, and spooky creative blessings.